Okay, well, I got that question mark correctly. The first one was interpreted as a 9. I guess the F key does not work. Well, it works on this one. I guess this one can type F and this one cannot, but share everything else. Else works. Anyways, that's just a quick putzing around with this. Of course, in informal use of TTY machines, the proper procedure, not that I'm terribly well versed with it, but once you called someone up and that person identified himself and went ahead, once the first person is done, like say this is my last sentence, you press the go ahead key, and that literally sends a go ahead, and that indicates that the other person can start talking, because unlike talking, text talking, because unlike a telephone, you don't get that two-way communication. It's one person at a time. If you both try to talk at the same time, you don't even know that the other person isn't seeing what you've sent, because you just see what you send, right? So you're only receiving when you're not actively typing. So if you're both typing at the same time, it looks like you're sending whatever you're typing, but you're not receiving what the other person is sending, and the other person is not receiving what you have sent. So, as I've just demonstrated here, can only be one at a time. I know it looks like a 1 over here and it looks like a V over here. That's actually a semicolon. Should probably pick letters instead. So here it looks like each person is, here it's P, here it's Q. But if one person goes at a time, then both parties see that. And that is why go ahead is necessary. It indicates that you're done. Other person can now go and say what he has to say. Oops. Well, it looks like a T on camera, but it's actually a Y if you look at it carefully. But if you screw up, no problem. There's a backspace. I'm not actually sure how far you can backspace, but and it's two-way backspace. You can literally backspace what the other person said and what you said. It's actually very, very interesting. Okay, so I'm finding here that you can't hold down keys, which I suppose makes sense. You have to keep pressing over and over again. But really, the whole record of the conversation is stored here, so you can go back and refer to anything else from earlier, should you need to. It's literally like winding back time, seeing what happened in the past. So, yes, this is live text communication. You know, it's not like email, it's literally being transmitted in real time, as you can see. And so this is actually, it's kind of its own thing still, even though we have lots of other ways of doing similar things today. It's still kind of its own thing. I mean, real-time text communication like this, with the whole protocol that facilitates this type of communication. Okay, I'm sure I could backspace all the way to the beginning. This is close enough. And then you can just keep on going again. And I called this TTY here from this TTY. If I just hang up this TTY, I just powered it off, of course. That's not even indicated to you here, really. You don't even know that the other person is hung up. There is this signal lamp here. I kind of forgot to pay attention to that before. What we can do here is, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me, there we go. So if I try dialing the other TTY, should be ringing shortly. And maybe it's not for some reason. Let me just power this on and see if... Okay, so it never actually got through. I think, oh, maybe it did. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think these two are actually connected. I think that was just some fluke here somewhere. Let me try that again. Oops. Okay, now it is ringing. Okay, so it worked this time. It didn't work last time for some reason. Now if I turn this on, and it'll continue to say ringing until I actually start typing something here. So, it says ring. Oh. Okay, now it's making noises at me. It wasn't doing that before. But, and now we're connected in real time. Very simple like that. So, real-time communication, I guess this is like the instant messaging of the 1970s, kind of right here. But it actually works quite well even today. Being real-time, and I guess probably more people have IM clients and TTYs laying around, but if you have one, you can definitely use it. You don't need to be deaf or hard of hearing to use these. As I've just demonstrated, I'm not deaf or hard of hearing, at least not yet, thankfully. So, so these are definitely fun toys to have around for whatever reason. You can do a lot of cool things with them, and in this case, this isn't very useful. I just got two of them next to each other for demo purposes. But if you know other people with TTY machines, then there's lots of other things that you can do, and these are, well, I think TTY is 45 baud, so it's fairly tolerant of noise and latency and things like that, because it's they found that it works quite well actually on voice over IP connections. Okay, so using this TTY, I'm going to give another TTY a call and see if this works. Probably. Let's see. Okay. So to dial out, you just do Control 1, and you can see that's right there. And dial 4, comma, for a pause, and then 646 1217, and I'll hit return, and checking dial tone, and it is dialing out. So hopefully this goes through. And this is a test, I see. Wow, it works. Let's see. I don't see a go ahead. Can you key in a go ahead? Okay, I see an XA. Did you actually hit the go ahead button? There we go. There's the go ahead. Okay. So let's see how well I can type with my left hand, one-handed. Okay, well, is there a backspace? Can I do backspace? Awesome. There we go. Go ahead. Okay, sorry, I meant reply. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I meant reply. Go ahead. Okay, so I see here he's trying to pretend to be a TTY relay operator. Actually, keep typing. I'm going to try typing on top of you and see what happens. Okay, so when you type on top of someone, it just basically ignores all that text. Do you see anything on your end? Okay. I'm going to start typing and you type something out. Okay, so there's not really any indication that your text is either being received or not. Well, yeah, because it's not two-way communication. It's one way at a time. You could, but it'll just garble everything. Okay, I didn't get the go-ahead. Omnidirectional is both. Anyways, do the go-ahead. Remember your TTY manners. There we go. Now I can go ahead. Too late, you lost your go-ahead. $76. Here, let me get the temperature here. Nope, he's typing again. So much for my go-ahead. I guess that was revoked. 4 miles per hour. Indeed. It's coming in perfectly, just perfectly. Exactly. This is actually really convenient, you know? Also, just for the record, I'm not sure if I remember doing this inadvertently or not, but I did disable the I guess like the sounds, the echoing of the TTY sound, so that's why it's all silent here, which is actually kind of nice because I mean, I guess it's nice in this case. Oops, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what the text was saying. Add something to the NOC. Probably should add a space after the go ahead. Yeah, this would actually be way more efficient if I could type with two hands. You know, I wasn't recording at the same time. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, don't do that. Just do something from the homepage. Hmm. 112 long distance operator came across perfectly, so you can literally copy and paste into your TTY program. So for those of you watching at home, I'm on the phone right now with the person who's actually using this, and or who's on the other end, I mean, and he's using a software TTY program. So that is actually quite interesting that it works this well. Right, he has a TTY, but misplaced the power supply, so. Really? Came out... Well, I didn't enter it garbled. It must have been something on your end. Ring? Last trans? Did you type that, or did you press a button? So it looks like the K got turned into a Q. Enough monkeying around. Other than that, I don't... I mean, it's only one character. That's still pretty good, and that might just be the program you're using. Yeah. And do keep in mind, this is, you know, all using VoIP, but of course it's like, what, 45 baud, so, I mean, this is pretty fault tolerant. Tolerant of errors. Yeah. Well, you got two hands, so... Oh, that's decent. Okay, well, if nothing else, this is evidence enough that Phase 1 of TTY testing has been a success. So that's always good.
Okay, I'm going to be calling 711 Florida Relay, and I'm going to be calling his TTY that I'm sure you can see on camera there. Okay, so tell me when I should bring them in the call.
Now is okay. I've got it turned off here, so...
Okay, and the telephone number is 564-4417, correct?
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. Let's flash the line here.
Florida Relay, operator 7159. May I have the number you're calling, please?
Yes, I'm calling 564-4417.
I'm sorry, what's that number again? 564.
4417.
Okay, one moment. Okay, and I'm not able to place this call through Florida Relay.
Why not?
It's not letting me. Would you like New York Relay service number?
Sure. What's their telephone number?
Okay, just one moment.
Is it toll free? Because I don't have long distance.
It appears to be local.
Okay.
You're talking about the number to New York Relay?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it is. It's toll free. Just a second. It's 1-800.
1-800.
421.
421.
1220.
1220.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay. You too, sir.
Well, that's weird. Why is New York Relay getting involved? Neither of us is even in New York.
You're still rolling, right? Sure. I'm gonna bring.
Yeah, I am, but why is New York Relay in here? That doesn't make any sense.
They're having issues completing calls or something. But here, I'll get New York Relay in here.
Yep, get New York Relay in.
It's a loud ringback tone.
New York Relay, operator 8105. May I have the phone number you are calling today, please?
I'm calling 564-4417 in the 407 area code.
Okay, I'm just going to double check that with you. I have 407-564-4417.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, and is it TTY or VTO?
It's a TTY.
Okay, VTO. So I'm just going to switch it over to that. You just won't hear the ringing once I switch it over.
Okay.
But I will let you obviously when it's done answered.
Okay. It's in a rural area, so the ringback, the ringtone, it might sound kind of weird.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can.
Okay. Hi, this is Relay Assistant Supervisor 8400. My name is Abby. So what you did was you called in through New York Relay, which is a restricted state relay service, which means you have to be calling from New York, or the person you're calling has to be from New York.
Okay, because
one or the other.
I originally called Florida Relay, and then they transferred me over here.
That is very interesting. So what you can't, because you're not calling someone from New York, you can't process their New York Relay, so I can transfer you back to Florida Relay if you like, or we can choose any other state. It's really up to you. Do you know why Florida Relay transferred you?
They said they were having, like, problems or something along those lines. I don't know.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'm going to transfer you back to Florida Relay so you can place your call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a moment.
Well, this is interesting so far.
Okay, hang tight. We're going to transfer you.
Okay.
Hello, Florida Relay Operator 7881. May I have the number you're calling, please?
I'm calling 564-4417.
And that's area code 407.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. And it's the number of a deaf or hard of hearing person.
Yes.
One moment for your call, please.
Hey, Naveen, I kicked that out. Can we re-record and I can just call 711 again? I don't know what all that stuff was.
Yeah, that was weird.
You still there?
Yeah, hold on a second.
I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Okay, let's try this again.
This is Florida Relay, operator 7751. May I have the number you'd like to call, please?
I'm trying to call 564-4417.
Okay, and that person is deaf or hard of hearing?
Yes.
Okay, then it's 564.
4417.
Thank you. Hello? Go ahead.
I'm wondering how the weather is down there.
It was warmer today than it was yesterday.
Oh,
Go
that's
ahead.
good. Do you think we can get together for lunch sometime soon?
Check my calendar. I think tomorrow might work.
Tomorrow's perfect for me.
I'm sorry, they hadn't finished speaking. They hadn't finished typing. 3
Okay.
o'clock? Go ahead.
Yes, around 3:30 would work perfectly. Michael has a new telephone number. It's Fairfax 74501.
I'm sorry, you said it's
Fairfax 74501.
Fairfax. Can you spell that for me?
FAIRFAX.
Okay, and the numbers again? I'm sorry.
7-4501.
Thanks. I will add that to my address book.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
When was the last time did you talk with Brandon? I tried giving him a call at, about yesterday and did he...
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I'm sorry. I have to type everything you say verbatim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you could slow just a little. You said, when was the last time that you talked with, and you said Brandon?
Yes, Brandon.
Okay, and can you repeat from there just a touch slower? Sorry.
Okay. I tried calling him at about yesterday and the day before that, and I had no answer. Okay, that's interesting. I'll see if I can try to reach him later today. Yeah, yeah.
Are the angry kids still messing it up? Go ahead.
Yeah, they are. Just the other day, they ripped out some of the flowers I had in my flower bed. Really annoying. They're damn kids. It's really pissing me off.
I'm sorry, you said, just a reminder, if you could start on just a touch, there are a lot of days I have to type everything you say as you say it. If you could start on just a touch. You said, they ripped out some of the flowers I had in my flower bed. And can you go from there? I'm sorry.
They're really starting to piss me off. I'll see if the authorities can do anything else about it. I bought a new security system. Yeah, well, I have to get running, but I will see you Wednesday at 3:30. Alright, you there?
And person hung
I
up.
hung up.
SKS.
I brought it out.
Okay.